So it's Monday. I figured I'd show y'all this. I'm sticking this, just hooking this up to make sure they got everything ran the direction or wherever they need it to. This right here was wrapped all up around the steering shaft, as you can tell. So when that rubber spins, it pulls on this and tears it and unhooks it. Or hey, the other end of that's not even hooked up. Going through trying to figure out what is what before I make a plan to straighten out all that messery. I'm not even gonna cuss about it. It is what it is. Let's get this thing checked out, see if we can't get the lights to work, and then I'll know what to do from there. Alright, before I even get up in here and look at this, let's look at this one right here. Look. These wires mangled, look. There's pinched on the body. I'm sure that'd blow a fuse. Then I see there's 3 wires coming out here, only 2 wires on the other side, and this one is a ground wire right here. So that tells me on the other side we're missing a wire, so we're going to have to figure out what happened and why it is, why the other side ain't got a ground on. That could be the issue why the headlights stopped working. We lost our ground wire, so let's check it. I just pulled this bulb straight out, and this is what it looked like. So I'd say we lost the wire. That's one issue, and it wasn't plugged up. Sorry if there's wind noise. It's hot here in North Carolina, so we're gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna straighten these prongs out, get that plugged back up, get a ground wire on it. See if we can get the lights working, and then if we get them working, everything like it's supposed to, then I can clean up, tuck, and get everything straightened out. Them gauges, I'll rewire the gauges and all that, but if I don't have to run new wire, if I can just clean up the stuff, then that's what I'll do. All right, now I got the prongs back straight, get the ground wire hooked up. It ain't wired up out here, it's just stuck in here for now. We're gonna turn the headlights on, we're gonna ground it, we're gonna test out, make sure we got our headlights like we're supposed to have, high and low beam. Then we can go from there. Right here next, I'm getting to tack something together. I had Jake tacked together earlier and I had it wrong, so I'm gonna get Nick to tack it so I can finish cutting this piece up so I can get something built. Alright guys, so this is what we come up with. I got Nick to retack. I had Jake tack it together earlier, and it was just out of my head with a coat hanger. I had it way off. Too many 45, too many 90s on it. So I had it all messed up. So I come over here, I took everything apart, marked it. So I took it down to Nick's because he's closer to me than Nigel's, and he was there tonight. So I had him tack here and here. And then I come back over here, and while I was there, I went ahead and cut this right here, this piece. And then I took it, went back down there, and I added this piece in right there. And I got this thing where it don't look too bad. It ain't too ugly. I mean, it ain't what I want. Initially, all I ever wanted was this to come up to here when I built the turbo kit. But the problem was, I didn't take into consideration of the overhang because my intake was slipped around backwards. So I always picture, I said, well, hell, I'll just run a little intake tube from here to there, and this thing right here will be fine. Oh well. So built all this, so I'm gonna take it all back apart. I'm gonna take it Nigel's more. I'm gonna B-roll this, I'm gonna B-roll that, and I'm gonna get Jake to weld together and put me an IAT sensor on it, and then we'll be ready to test this thing out, put some fluid in it, we'll be good to go. So Nigel over here balling. Look at him, got him some new equipment. Jake done weld this thing up for me. Got my bung, put my ball valve on it, got everything B-roll welded. Let's try this thing out tonight. Alright, well, I got it up on here, stuck on here for now. Put the ball valve up. I run a new piece of vacuum line to feed this. The throttle position's way too tight. I'm gonna have to extend it because I had ripped the wires out and shortened it at one time, but this will be just for pulling outside, testing it. I'm gonna fire it up, I'll put some trim fluid in, I'm gonna move it around. I need to go ahead and zip tie this. I'm going to zip tie that up. That way it can't get pulled into the turbo. Hold on 1 second. All right, well I got that zip tied up, which I'm gonna do something different right here. The air intake ain't gonna be able to go out the center of the hood because this is here now. So we're gonna have to go through and I'm gonna sell that hood, buy a different hood, and then we'll figure out what kind of inlet I wanna do on it. I might put one right here beside. I might come up just tight and not be on center. I might be off center on the next one. Might not put one on. I might just put a turbo guard over that one and do that. So let's fire this thing up, pull it outside, put 2 quarts of fluid in it. I'm gonna crank it up, see if it turns around and if it'll move. And then if I need more fluid, go from there. So 2 quarts, it looks like it filled it up on the stick. Let's fire this thing up and see what it sounds like. Let's pull this thing up and see what it sounds like. Alright, the first one was a little lean, so I'm let it cool down. Now I've gone through and made some changes. We're gonna fire it up and see what it does. So I added a little bit more timing on the brake. I'm gonna see how it helps it. It seems that every time I add a little bit more timing, it seems to help. So we're gonna see what it likes right here. I'm gonna let it get warmed up. I like to let it get about 150 degrees before I even start beating on it or anything. So let's get it warmed up. I'm gonna let the motor rod get some good heat in them. This is without 3-step, guys. So we're making progress on this thing. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go home, hang out for a little bit, and I'm probably gonna come back down here. I'm thinking about polishing this pipe on out. Kind of like my old pipe. It turned out looking pretty good. What you think, Caden? You like my pipe like that? It's good. Caden likes my pipe, y'all. Ha! Check out this thing right here. Oh, Josh's ZL1. It ain't, look how dirty this thing is. It's been sitting since, I think, 2018. It spun a bearing. So he put a built motor in it, built LS3, forged, K1, everything. I put the balancer on it, getting rid of the supercharger. He's got a, I think, a 91mm turbo to go on it. But not just gonna build the turbo kit. So I'm gonna get the wiring harness done. Since he done, the grading on my property over there, I'm gonna finish getting all the lines hooked up, get the coil hooked up, get the intake on it, get the thing up and running, get it Nigel, let Nigel build a nice turbo kit for it. Y'all check out the interior on this car though. Check out this thing. These things are nice. Y'all look at that, the way everything's stitched, it's dirty from sitting. Look at it. Thing still smells new inside of it. She's gonna be sweet. Ready for this thing to get back together. We're gonna pull the meth kit off of it. Got a triple pump set up for the gas tank. Got to run AN lines for it. Like I said, we're gonna get this old girl back out and get her to the track, get her running. He's got a Black Magic, one of the slipper clutches in it, a real nice clutch in it. So it's gonna be a pretty bad little ride. So we're gonna we'll get this thing together. I think it's got 1650 injectors if I'm not mistaken. So we'll get this thing done here for him here soon.